Welcome, Spicy Lady. Let's be real. When a spicy lady Sigma says no to a man and walks away, it's never some dramatic Hollywood moment. No slow motion, no hair flips, no moody soundtracks. That it's simply an unannounced exit from a party that was never interesting enough to stay at. You won't even hear the door close. Spicy Lady Sigma energy is a different breed entirely. These women don't play typical dating games, nor do they chase the generic life goals society pushes on them. Fiercely independent and fully comfortable in their own skin, mediocre effort and average connections will never be enough for them. When a spicy lady Sigma walks away, it's not to make a statement, and it's not because she's too strong for love or relationships. She leaves simply because she'd rather be alone with her thoughts, a good book, or a random universe documentary than waste time on uninspiring, empty conversation. She has high standards that have nothing to do with job titles, physical looks, or cheesy pickup lines. Her standards are rooted in intellectual stimulation, emotional maturity, and mutual respect for her freedom and individuality. That if you can't match her energy, she'll exit quietly, cleanly, and efficiently. A true ninja of unshakable self-respect. The reason she says no and walks away is simple. She refuses to settle for anything less than extraordinary, and she has zero tolerance for anything that disrupts her peace. She values herself and her time too deeply to waste either on people who don't deserve them. Let's get started, Spicy Lady. For full clarity, watch this video all the way through and feel free to share your honest thoughts down in the comments. Number 1. Control freaks are a non-starter. This phrase perfectly sums up a spicy lady Sigma's reaction to anyone who tries to limit her freedom. Autonomy and independence are her highest priorities, so any attempt at control, whether subtle manipulation or outright demands, hits an invisible, unbreakable wall. She immediately rejects all forms of emotional, physical, or mental control. She will never engage in pointless power struggles or allow anyone to push her boundaries. What makes her different is her ability to spot even the smallest attempts at manipulation, that it's not just obvious rules and restrictions. She notices the tiny, hidden efforts to sway her decisions, guilt trip her, or make her feel wrong for living life on her own terms. These toxic behaviors often disguise themselves as care, concern, or love, but she sees straight through the facade. Possessiveness is the fastest way to push her away. She refuses to be anyone's emotional property, and she will never let anyone track her movements or police her choices. A spicy lady Sigma guards her space, her freedom, and her right to choose without external interference. That if a man tries to limit any part of that, she'll disengage before the conversation even ends. Control freaks never stand a chance. She knows exactly what she wants: freedom, respect, and autonomy, and she will never compromise on these non-negotiables. Number 2. She knows desire is not equal to compatibility. This core mindset guides every relationship choice a spicy lady Sigma makes. Most people get swept up in the rush of new attraction and romantic excitement, mistaking temporary chemistry for genuine connection. But a spicy lady Sigma knows better. She understands that desire is intoxicating, yet fleeting. That a spark is never enough for her. She seeks substance, aligned values, matching life goals, and genuine emotional intelligence. Attraction may start a conversation, but she quickly evaluates whether there's real, long-term potential beneath the surface chemistry. She spots incompatibility instantly, even when the passion feels intense and undeniable. She knows passion without compatibility is like building a house on sand. It may stand temporarily, but it will never withstand life's storms. Instead of getting carried away by temporary emotions, she steps back and analyzes long-term potential. That if a relationship is all heat and no depth, she walks away. No matter how strong the attraction is, fleeting passion is never worth sacrificing the lasting, genuine connection she craves. Number 3. She sees straight through fake confidence. A defining trait of every spicy lady Sigma is her uncanny ability to read people and spot inauthenticity instantly. False bravado, exaggerated success, and performative confidence are immediate red flags for her. Above all else, she values honesty and realness. She's never impressed by loud egos, boastful achievements, or fake dominance. In fact, that kind of insecure posturing only pushes her away. She's drawn to people who are quietly secure in themselves, who don't need to perform or exaggerate their worth to impress others. When a man tries to act bigger, more successful, or more in control than he truly is, she never buys the act. She spots the hidden insecurity behind fake confidence from a mile away. To her, performative confidence signals low self-awareness and poor emotional maturity, two flaws she will never tolerate in a partner. The second she detects someone faking their personality or status, she disengages. No drama, no confrontation, no argument, just a quiet, decisive exit. She'd always surround herself with flawed, genuine people than insecure people who spend their lives pretending to be someone they're not. Thank you, Spicy Lady, for being a valued part of this community. Your continued support fuels us to keep creating authentic, meaningful content for you. We truly appreciate every like, comment, and follow. Number 4. Zero tolerance for ego wars. This perfectly describes a Spicy Lady Sigma's attitude toward petty power dynamics and relationship dominance games. She has zero interest in dominance battles, power struggles, or proving who's in charge in a connection. The second a man starts flexing his ego or testing his dominance over her, she loses all interest instantly. Spicy Lady Sigmas operate on a completely different wavelength. They don't chase control or submission. They crave balance, mutual respect, and equal independence. When faced with men obsessed with winning petty ego wars, she doesn't argue or fight back. She simply refuses to play their game. Trying to dominate a Spicy Lady Sigma is like arguing with a ghost. She'll disappear quietly before the battle even begins. For her, relationships are about partnership and mutual growth, not power and control. Men who constantly need to prove their worth or dominate others are a massive turnoff. She won't waste her energy trying to fix or change their ego-driven mindset. She simply disengages and moves forward, letting them battle their own insecurities alone. That it's never about winning or losing for her. It's about protecting her peace and honoring her core values. Petty ego wars don't even register on her radar. Number 5. She refuses to be rushed. A Spicy Lady Sigma never rushes relationships. She understands that genuine, lasting connections take time to nurture. She has no interest in shortcuts, fast-tracked intimacy, or pressured commitment. She observes people and situations carefully, prioritizing trust, understanding, and emotional depth over instant chemistry. That if a man pushes her to commit deeper, faster, or harder with grand gestures, pressure, or rushed intimacy, she instinctively pulls back. She knows rushed relationships only create misunderstandings and superficial bonds that fall apart easily. She believes relationships should unfold naturally, at a thoughtful pace, to build real emotional depth and lasting trust. Others may view her careful pace as slow, but she sees it as wisdom. She takes her time gauging intentions, assessing compatibility, and understanding someone's true character before investing her emotions. She knows hasty decisions and fleeting passion always lead to disappointment. In a world obsessed with instant gratification, she stands firm. The best connections are nurtured, not rushed. That if a man can't respect her thoughtful pacing, he'll quickly find himself distanced from her life. She's not here to race for love. She's here to build something real. Number 6. Quality always beats quantity. This mindset defines every romantic choice a Spicy Lady Sigma makes. She never succumbs to societal pressure to date frequently, collect casual flings, or settle for empty connections just to avoid being single. She would rather embrace peaceful, fulfilling solitude than invest in a relationship that lacks substance, depth, and alignment. For her, meaningful love is built on intellectual and emotional compatibility, not surface-level attraction or social status. She prioritizes deep conversations, genuine emotional exchange, and mutual growth over endless empty dates and fleeting flings. When choosing between multiple shallow connections or one profound, genuine bond, she always chooses quality. She views relationships as a serious investment of her time, energy, and emotion. And she refuses to waste that investment on temporary, unfulfilling connections that in a world that glorifies dating quantity and constant romantic activity. She stays grounded. She knows true happiness comes from deep, resonant connection, not endless numbers. That if she can't find someone who meets her high standards, she waits patiently instead of settling for mediocrity. Number 7. She never feeds into neediness. A core rule for every spicy lady sigma is refusing to cater to insecure, needy energy. A man's constant craving for attention, validation, and reassurance is an immediate turnoff for her. She values independence, both her own and her partner's. She has zero patience for people who rely on others for their self-worth, happiness, and emotional stability. She understands healthy relationships thrive on mutual emotional autonomy and respect. She seeks partners who stand confidently on their own 2 feet, who have their own hobbies, goals, and social lives, and who don't treat her like an emotional crutch. If a man can't manage his own insecurities and constantly begs for her attention, she detaches without hesitation. She craves depth and emotional maturity, and she only invests in relationships where both people thrive independently and support each other equally. Neediness equals insecurity to her, and she will never be anyone's personal validation source. Number 8. She protects her rare energy. This is the core essence of a spicy lady sigma's lifestyle and love choices. She is deeply aware of how rare and valuable her intellectual, emotional, and spiritual energy is. She spent years cultivating her mindset, healing her wounds, and growing into her most powerful self, and she refuses to let anyone drain her progress. Unlike most people who freely give their energy to anyone who asks, she fiercely guards her peace and power. She knows her energy is a limited, precious resource. Not everyone deserves access to it. Every relationship, whether romantic or platonic, requires major emotional investment from her. If a connection doesn't uplift her, inspire her, or help her grow, she walks away without guilt or regret. This isn't coldness, it's self-preservation. She knows wasting her energy on toxic, ungrateful people takes massive time and effort to recover from. Men who fail to respect her energy, who drain her emotionally, or who demand endless attention will never last in her world. Every connection in her life must be meaningful and mutually beneficial. If it's not, she moves on, saving her light for people and moments that truly matter. Number 9. Her success is non-negotiable. This is the unspoken mantra of every spicy lady sigma. She is driven, ambitious, and fully aware of her own potential. She's earned every bit of her success through hard work, perseverance, and sacrifice, and she will never apologize for it. She rejects outdated, traditional gender roles that box women into limited, passive lifestyles. Whether she's building a career, running a business, chasing personal passions, or building her own empire, she lives entirely on her own terms. That if a man feels insecure, threatened, or intimidated by her drive and success, he immediately becomes irrelevant to her. She has no time for people who belittle her ambitions, downplay her achievements, or view her success as competition. She seeks partners who celebrate her goals, respect her hustle, and support her growth. Never people who try to dim her light to make themselves feel bigger. Her success is personal, uncompromising, and fully hers. She will never dim herself down for anyone, and she'll cut loose anyone who asks her to. Number 10. She refuses to be the fixer. A spicy lady sigma never plays therapist, caretaker, or emotional fixer in relationships. If a man enters her life carrying unresolved trauma, unhealed baggage, and endless insecurities, expecting her to fix him, she's already halfway out the door. The outdated expectation that women must heal, rescue, and emotionally carry their partners is exhausting and intolerable too. Her, as she's fiercely independent and has already done the hard work to heal and build her own emotional stability. She refuses to drag anyone else through their healing journey or carry someone else's emotional chaos. She understands everyone has flaws, but she will never accept a partner who expects her to save them, complete them, or fix their brokenness. For her, love is mutual growth, not one-sided emotional labor. She wants an equal partner, not a broken project to repair. If a man can't manage his own emotional needs and personal growth, she doesn't argue, negotiate, or complain. She simply walks away. Her time, energy, and peace are far too valuable to waste on people who refuse to help themselves. At the end of the day, spicy lady sigmas have mastered the quiet art of walking away. In a world where people cling to messy, mediocre relationships just to avoid being alone, she chooses herself unapologetically. She's not just saying no to unworthy men. she's saying yes to her own well-being, freedom, and values. She dodges control freaks, rejects ego wars, refuses to be a fixer, and understands that attraction alone never makes a lasting relationship. She doesn't need someone to complete her. She's already whole that if a man can't respect her boundaries, match her intellect, and bring genuine value to her life, he'll lose her faster than a magic trick, and she'll never lose a wink of sleep over it. Spicy Lady Sigmas don't chase empty connections or settle for mediocrity. They curate intentional, high-quality bonds that uplift and inspire them. They know their energy is a rare, precious gift, and they refuse to waste it on anything that dims their light. People may call her picky or aloof, but she's simply discerning in a world that settles for less. Her happiness, peace, and self-worth are non-negotiable. Anyone who can't keep up with her energy simply gets left behind. Thank you for tuning in, Spicy Lady. Stay vigilant, stay unshaken, and stay unapologetically you. See you in our next video. God bless you.